Okay, at this time you should have a sheet of paper, a little half sheet of paper that looks like this. It has 3 division problems. If for some reason you do not have this piece of paper, please raise your hand right now and ask the teacher that's in the room if she could please give that to you. Okay, so now we're going to look at and review how to do this the standard way, and we're also going to show how to do it using models. Okay, so when we look at this written this way, obviously this first number is our number that goes in our division tent. It's our dividend. So we're going to put our 6/10 inside, and then our 15 hundredths will go on the outside. Okay. So if we think about what we just watched in the video, we're dividing a decimal by a decimal. So the first thing we always have to do is make sure that our divisor is a whole number. And in this case, it is not a whole number. So back to our rule, we have to move our decimal to the right to make it a whole number. So we're going to have to move our decimal 2 times to make this a whole number of 15. So if I rewrite this problem, my divisor is now 15. And since I moved my decimal twice, I'm going to also move it twice on the inside. So I move it 1 time, I'm at the end of the 6. So if I just move it 1 more time, then you should know that I would want to add a 0. So now my number has become 60 wholes. So now all I'm dividing is 15 into 60. So I'm going to come over here and make my cheat line. 15 plus 15 is 30. So that's 15 times 2. If I add 15 again, that's 45. And if I add 15 again, that gives me 60. So my quotient should be 4. Now let's show how to do this on a model, okay? So when we go back to this original problem, the 6/10, the first number listed, which is also our dividend, this is going to tell us what I shade. So looking at this 100 grid, we know that we're going to shade 60 hundredths because we would make this into hundredths since this is a 100 model, okay? And then our divisor is our 15, tells us how many are in each group, okay? So the first one tells us how many we shade, and then the second number, our divisor, tells us how many are in each group. So using a highlighter at your table, let's shade in 60. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. And so what we're going to do now is we're just going to count 15 and make a group. So I know I have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this right here makes one group of 15. Okay, so I know there's 5 here and 10 more. That makes 15. So right there, that's one group and 2 groups. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So right here, I have my third group of 15. And that leaves me with 10 and 5 here, which is my fourth group. So you can see that I made 4 equal groups of 15 out of 60. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so again, our first number is going to tell us what I shade, and this is going to tell us how many are in each group. Again, if I'm going fast or too fast for you, just pause the video and catch up. Okay, so we're going to come and do the standard way second this time. Let's do our models first. So we're going to shade in 42 hundredths. So 10, 20, 30, 40, and 2. So I have 42, and I'm going to group them into groups of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's one group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a second group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now that's 1, 2, 3 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 5 groups. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That gives me 6 groups. So my quotient to this problem should be 7. So let's see. So again, our first number is our dividend. So we're going to put 42 hundredths inside. And our second number is our divisor. So it's going to go on the outside. And when we look at our divisor, we need to make sure it's a whole number. And we can see that this is not a whole number. So we're going to move our decimal. We only have to move it one time to make this a whole number. Okay? So then we would move this just one time here. Okay? So if we rewrite this, we have 7 wholes and 4 and 2 tenths. So now that we have a whole number, we can bring our decimal straight up. Okay, and 7 doesn't go into 4, but it goes into 42 6 times. 6 times 7 is 42. So we get 6 tenths. And I apologize, over here we have 6 tenths. So our answer is 6 tenths. So really, we're just doing the same division as we did with regular numbers. The only difference is that when we have a decimal, we have to make sure our divisor is a whole number. And if it's not, we move our decimal and we move it on the inside and we just bring that decimal straight up. So let's try this last one. Okay, let's do the standard way first. So again, the first number is what we shade, which is also our dividend. So our 36 hundredths goes inside. And on the outside, we have 4 hundredths. So how many times will I need to move my decimal here to make it a whole number? Hopefully, you would say 1, 2 times, which means we would move this 1, 2 times. So let's rewrite our problem now. I'm going to come over here so I have some room. So now I have 4 wholes divided into 36. That now has become 36 wholes because my decimal's here at the end. So I could bring my decimal just straight up to keep going. So 4 goes into 36 9 times because 9 times 4 is indeed 36. So we actually get 9 wholes here. So let's do this over here with the models. So remember, the 36 tells us how many we shade. Okay, so we shade in 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we are going to group them into groups of 4. So I see 4 here. So that's 4 and 4 and 4 and 4 and 4. And there's 4. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we count, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which matches our answer over here. Let's look at some more practice together.